CoMA, a network of musicians of all ages, abilities and instruments who come together to make new music. The Festival of Contemporary Music for All celebrates composers, conductors, players and audiences who create, play and support new music.
The Cardiff New Music Collective started at the beginning of this year when we wanted to provide a space for musicians from the university to just be able to meet and basically have a space for musical play.
So we started to try different scores by different composers.
Our concert opened with Pauline Oliveros' rock piece. The piece basically, all you need is a load of rocks, and it really for us, it was a way of kind of setting the scene for our audience and kind of taking them out of what they might expect from a concert situation. We were all spread around the audience, and it just started from complete silence with no explanation, with us basically just banging rocks together and circulating around the audience. And I think it definitely took people a good 5 minutes to really say, okay, this is happening, I'm going to actually listen to it, and not think, what on earth are these crazy people doing? But that's a kind of nice process to put people through, because it makes them very aware of their listening, and that's what that pieces are really good at doing.
But you know, CoMA, when it began, it filled a void in UK music, and it filled that void with this word of amateur. And CoMA began as being called Contemporary Music for Amateurs. At that stage, there was a lot of changes in the geopolitics of London contemporary music scenes and change of organisation, what they were becoming, and CoMA wanted to be in on that scene, and so they thought all was much more inclusive. And it is true, because lots of contemporary music for all activities are with professionals, amateurs, you know, people at university, people at school. When you say barriers, you know, I think time will only tell where any of this thing of what is contemporary music or where is music going,
yeah.
you know. I think we're in a place where it's much more interesting than it was ever before, because, you know, every type of compositional style and voice is more and more being allowed to exist next to each other, you know.
I loved that it was very much contemporary music for all, that the person sat next to me could have been a plumber or they could have been a doctor of music, but we were all making music together. It's a choral concert, but it's not just singing we're hearing voices, and we're hearing plosives and almost verbal percussion, almost quasi-beatboxing in some of the pieces, and there is this huge mix.
You'll notice that psst isn't just psst, it's psst, psst, psst. Okay, so there are 3 or 4 different levels of psst you have to do. Can everyone just go psst for me like that? 3 and psst. Okay, good. Now, do you want to just try it in your own time, how to make that lower and higher? It's a very simple thing. If you start with your lips very far out, saying psst, like that, and then tighten up your lips, so you're going tighten up into a smile, you'll get a different pitch.
The way that they set concerts next to workshops, next to lectures and introductions to pieces is a really nice way of saying, actually, this is something interesting, and if you take some time to think about it and understand it, then you know you might actually like it.
And I really loved that coming together of people who have this shared passion for contemporary music.
If we can show that everyone can get involved in new music, and new music is more about experience than knowledge or than your ability to perform. It's more about involvement, about experience.
I think the only thing for me is why does it just have to be one day?
Deeply, I think music is for everyone. Everyone should be able to enjoy and to appreciate.